guys, so I'm going to show you how to seal a bottle and make a reborn fake formula. So I just got this bottle here at Walmart. It's a Parent's Choice. It's like 96 cents or something like that. They come with really cute prints. It's a 5-ounce bottle. Since I have a girl, I thought the butterflies would be cute. So what you're going to need obviously is a bottle and a the nipple, and you're going to need some kind of silicone glue. So this is the silicone glue that I am using. It's waterproof, it's flexible, it's sunproof, so it's not going to turn like that ugly yellow color. So I have used this before. I have tried sealing other bottles and I put way too much into the move you over here since I am. So what I'm doing is I am trying to get the gunk out. If you have an open one, sometimes it will clog up, so you want to unclog it. A toothpick will work for this too. So you are going to hold this here, put this down, and you are going to squeeze some out. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my pin again and kind of get that little tip down. So I didn't squeeze any more in, all I did was move it around. And because you don't want a lot in here, that I made that mistake the first time where I put way too much in and you could really see it. So you don't want to really see it up top in there. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of do it this way, squeezing and pushing the nipple a little bit so it goes down into that little hole, so water doesn't get down in there. So it's kind of come up high on this one side, so I'm gonna try and push that back down in. You don't really want to touch it on the sides because in that kind of messes up the illusion. So I'm just going to stick that inside the bottle to dry. So it says here that it is rain ready in 30 minutes. You should wait at least 24 hours before you put your formula in to make sure that it is fully dry. So you'd want to read the label to make sure you have it right. So I'm going to leave that set, and we will come back when it is fully dry. Alright, so the bottle has set, and I just tested it with a little bit of water and turned it upside down and shook it a few times to make sure that this has sealed. So the way I'm going to be doing my reborn formula is I'm going to be using fabric softener and a yellow food coloring to give it that kind of formula color. So you can also use vanilla extract as well to do this. I'm not, just because I couldn't find vanilla extract and I knew that I had food coloring. So we're gonna see how this goes. So this is a gel, so not gonna want much. And as far as the fabric softener, you want one that is a white consistency. So I'm gonna just pour it into here. I feel like it might be a little easier to put in the bottle. So I have heard of people putting water into this mixture to thin it out a little bit. So this is a 5-ounce bottle, like I said before, and we're going to fill it up to the 4. And you could leave it like this if you wanted to. You don't have to add the food coloring if you don't want to. Because right now it looks like milk, and it's kind of thick. So we're gonna take a something to get the coloring out and mix it in. So I'm just gonna attempt to use this little pin here. Toothpick would probably work better, but I don't want to go back downstairs. So, oh, this hasn't been used in a really long time. I don't think this is gonna work because it's not long enough. So I will be right back to find something that is long enough. Okay, we're gonna try this. It's just an old bobby pin that I don't use anymore. I'm gonna stick it down. Wow, that turned it yellow. Going to put this on and give it a shake. Turn my light off so I can see it more naturally. I'm pretty happy with that color. And the nice thing about this is that it really doesn't go bad. So, and the bubbles will go away. So as you see, nothing comes out. And honestly, this is just for show. I know some people will like role play with them and actually like put it up to the baby's mouth and like pretend to feed them. I'm not going to do that just because I don't really do that with my reborn. So, but I take her out, but this is just to kind of give that realism of baby having formula. So I think that's, might actually add a little more just because it's still kind of white, and want more of a like formula yellow. So stick this back in, and the cap is slowly rolling away. The nice thing about this is that it smells good. So a couple other ways that you can make formula like this. I've heard of Elmer's glue, water, and then put like either like food coloring or something in it. Yeah, that's much better. Sorry, I had to take it out of frame because I couldn't see, because I cast a shadow on it from where I'm sitting in my room. So you can either do that. I know a couple others have done like coffee. There's a lot of tutorials out there on YouTube that you can find. I wanted one that wasn't going to smell bad, that wasn't going to rot, and I went and asked a couple people what do they use, and this is what they said. So I think this is pretty easy. It's the right consistency. I have heard, like I said, people water it down, but I don't think I really need to water it down because it's the perfect consistency. So like I said, there's many others. I do have other bottles that are bigger, and they suggest that the wide neck bottles, if you're going to actually hold it up to the baby's mouth and feed it, that way it looks a little bit more realistic, because with the small ones like this, they're a little harder to push, like the nipple downward to get it up to the baby's mouth. So I personally like this way. If I wasn't gonna, I thought about either doing it this way or do the Elmer's glue, because you can find white school glue relatively cheaply anywhere, and it's just water and food coloring or vanilla extract. Or if you really want to be really expensive, go buy real formula and use real formula. But if you've never dealt with real formula, it stinks. Like, it smells horrible. My niece, who is just turned 5 months, does formula still, and it smells so horrible. I hate having to wash the bottles out because it just makes me gag. So I like this. I don't have to change it. I can leave it. Obviously, I wouldn't leave it out in the sun, you know, for a really long time, because I'm sure it'll do something to it. But the bubbles will go away after a while, and yep, that's how I make my reborn formula. If you want to see a different way of how to make this, I suggest you look up other videos. There are tons out there to help you. Or just wing it. Mix up stuff and see what happens. See how realistic it looks, and go from there. So I will see you guys in my next video. I hope this was helpful. So have a good night.